Something came up in today's cards that I really need to talk about because the divine is showing me something for a very specific group of people right now. Hey loves, welcome and welcome back to my channel Light Veil Tarot. This is a timeless general collective reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't, okay? Okay, so the first card that we have right now is Three of Swords, and I feel like the divine is being very direct right out of the gate here. This card is heartbreak, it's betrayal, it's the moment where something or someone hurt you in a way that you didn't fully expect. And what I'm getting from this as the very first card is that today's reading is specifically for someone who experienced a genuine injustice. Not just a hard time, an actual injustice. Someone did something or something happened and that genuinely wasn't fair. If that's not you, this reading might not be yours today, but if something in you just went, yeah, that's me, keep watching. Because what I'm sensing is that the divine pulled this card first on purpose, like it wants to acknowledge what happened before it talks about what's coming. So the next card we have is the moon. Okay. So what I can see here already in just these two cards is a very specific story. Three of Swords plus the moon. That's a season where not only did something painful happen, but it happened in confusion, in a fog. Maybe you didn't fully understand what was going on while it was happening. Maybe you were gaslit. Maybe you trusted something that turned out not to be trustworthy. The moon is that murky energy where things weren't clear, where you were trying to navigate something in the dark. That's what's interesting is that these two cards together, Three of Swords and the Moon, the divine is showing me that this isn't about the hurt, it's about the confusion that came with it, the not knowing. A lot of people who went through an injustice also went through a period of questioning their own perception of what happened. So the second guessing yourself, that's what Moon is about. So the next card we have is Five of Cups. Yep. Okay. I feel the divine is just confirming exactly what I was sensing. Five of Cups is grief. It's standing in front of what was lost and not being able to look away from it yet. There are three spilled cups in the foreground of this card and two still standing cups behind, but the figure is looking at what's gone, not what's left. And I want to say something about this, what I think matters. The grief was valid. Whatever you lost, a relationship, an opportunity, money, trust, a version of yourself you thought you'd always be, that loss was real. I feel like some people in this reading were told to just move on or get over it before they were ready. And the divine is showing me that card as a way of saying no. You were allowed to grieve that, it warranted grief. The Hermit. Yes, the next card is Hermit. And here's where I start to feel the story shifting just a little bit because the Hermit is about going inward, pulling away, going quiet. And what I'm getting here is that after everything that happened, after the heartbreak, the confusion, the grief, you withdrew. Maybe people around you didn't understand why you went so quiet. Maybe they thought you were being distant or difficult. But what I can see in this card is that you were actually doing something important in the withdrawal. You were getting honest with yourself. And this is a synchronicity I want to point out. Three of the first four cards are about things happening internally: the moon, the five of cups, the hermit, all inner experiences. The divine is showing me that this isn't just a reading about what happened to you from the outside, it's about what you have been carrying inside. The quiet version of the story that no one else fully saw. So the next card is Seven of Swords. Okay, yeah. The divine is really confirming something here. Seven of Swords is the card of deception. Someone wasn't honest with you. Someone took something that wasn't theirs to take, whether that's your trust, your energy, your money, credit for something you did, a relationship, an opportunity. Something was taken. And I feel very strongly looking at this card that some of you already know exactly who and what this is about. You don't need me to tell you. You have known for a while. What I am getting from the Seven of Swords in this position is that Divine wants you to stop questioning whether what happened actually happened. You are not imagining it, you are not being dramatic. Someone did something that wasn't okay. And part of what has kept this unresolved for you is that you kept second guessing your own knowing of that. So the next card is Justice. Okay. Now I need you to really take this in. After five cards of heartbreak, confusion, grief, withdrawal, and deception, the sixth card is Justice. The divine is not being subtle here. This is the turn. This is the moment in the reading where the energy completely changes direction. Justice in tarot, I want to be really clear about that because I think people confuse the two. Justice is balance, it's truth finding its level, it's the universe correcting what was out of alignment. And what I feel very strongly looking at this card right now is that whatever was taken from you, whatever happened that shouldn't have, the correction is already in motion. Not coming, it's already started. And I have to call out this synchronicity because it's so clear. Six cards in, and the sixth card is justice. In numerology, six is the number of harmony, of balance being restored. The divine placed justice as card six in this reading, and I don't think that's accidental. I feel like that's a very deliberate sign that the balancing has already begun. The universe doesn't forget what you were owed, it doesn't lose the receipt. It just takes its time and then it settles everything at once. So let's check the next card, Ace of Wands. Oh, I love this after justice. And what I can see here is that the correction isn't just removing what was wrong, it's replacing it with something new. The Ace of Wands is a spark, it's a beginning, new energy, new direction, new life coming into an area that felt really dead for a while. And it's arriving right now. Aces are always about now, not eventually. What I'm getting from this card specifically is that some of you are going to feel a sudden surge of motivation or inspiration or clarity about a direction, and it's going to feel almost out of nowhere, like something just switched on. That's this card. When it comes, and just move with it. The Ace of Wands doesn't stay lit forever if you don't use it. So let's see the next card. It's Strength. And I feel so much warmth coming from this card for whoever is in this reading right now. Because the Strength card isn't about being tough or forcing your way through something. It's about a very specific kind of power. The kind that comes from having been through hard things and coming out the other side, still being who you are, still being soft, still being open. That is so much harder than being hard. What I can see in this card for you is that the divine is acknowledging something. You went through all of what those first five cards showed, and you did not become bitter. Or if you did for a while, you came back. You stayed open even when staying open was the scariest thing. That's strength, and it matters because the correction that justice is bringing, the new energy that Ace of Wands is sparking, those things are able to reach you because you didn't close off completely. You stayed open enough to receive them. Card 8 is strength, and 8 is the number of infinite cycles of karma completing itself, of what goes around returning. The divine is layering these numbers deliberately, I feel. And I feel like this reading is incredibly intentional for whoever is watching. So let's see what the next card is. Next is Nine of Pentacles. Loves? Okay. I feel like this is a direct answer to everything those first five cards showed. All of that loss, that confusion, that grief, the divine is showing me what's on the other side of it. And it's this. Nine of Pentacles is self made abundance. It's someone who built something real through their own work, their own choices, and is now standing in the middle of it. Comfortable, stable, not dependent on anyone who let them down. And what I'm getting very specifically for this reading is that the settlement the universe is bringing isn't just emotional closure, it's material. It's financial, it's real, physical, tangible things improving in your life. The person who took something from you, who caused the imbalance, What's coming back to you isn't just the satisfaction of knowing you were right, it's actual abundance, actual stability, the kind you build yourself and no one can take from you again. So the next card is the star. I wasn't expecting that one, and I feel emotional about it a little bit honestly because the star is hope. But not easy hope, earned hope. The star comes in tarot sequence right after the tower, which is the card of total collapse. It's the card that arrives after everything falls apart. When you are standing in the rubble, you look up and there's still something shining. You don't know how it got there, but it's there. And for this reading, after everything, those 5 9 cards showed the divine placing the star here feels like such a specific message. It's saying you made it through your tower. You stood in the rubble and now look, there's still something shining above you. There's still something worth moving toward. The star doesn't promise it will be easy, it promises it will be worth it. The star is card 10, and 10 is the number of completion, the end of one cycle, the beginning of another. I feel like the divine is saying the cycle of loss and unfairness and confusion, that cycle is complete. 10 is where it closes, and what starts next is the star. Let's see our next card. Wow, it's the world. Okay. The world is the final card of this reading. I feel like the divine just put a full stop at the end of the story in the most unambiguous way possible because the world is completion. It's the last card of the major arcana. It's the moment where everything that was scattered, everything that was broken, everything that was taken, it all comes together into something whole. You come together into something whole. What I can see in this world card for this reading is not just that the injustice gets corrected, it's that you come out of this more complete than you went in. The very thing that was meant to break you end up being the thing that made you. That's what the world is showing me. That's the settlement. Not just what you get back, but who you become in the getting of it. 11 cards. The world as card 11. 11 in numerology is a master number. It's about spiritual awakening, about things aligning in ways that go beyond coincidence. I feel like the divine orchestrated this entire reading. Three of Swords to the world, heartbreak to wholeness. That's the complete arc, and it's yours. So, 11 cards. I want you to just look at the sequence one more time because the divine gave us a complete story here from the deepest pain to the most complete healing. And if you were in this reading today, light workers, that full story is yours, all of it, including the ending. The universe has been keeping your receipts. It always settles the scores. And what's coming for you isn't just closure, it's the whole thing. The abundance, the clarity, the wholeness. You didn't go through all of that for nothing. So just drop a comment if this reading hit, even just a word or an emoji. I read every single one. And if you know someone who's been waiting for the universe to balance something in their life, send them this. See you in 2 days, loves. Bye. Take care.